Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into the weeds on a piece of AV infrastructure. We're looking at the PureLink HCE III-L TXRX system. It's a 4K HDMI over HDBaseT extender. And our mission really is to look past the marketing and figure out what makes a system like this truly premium. It all seems to start with these headline numbers: 4K at 60 hertz, 4.4.4 color, and this massive 18 Gbps data rate.
Right. And that 18 Gbps figure is, well, it's everything. That is the absolute maximum bandwidth for the HDMI 2.0 specification.
So we're talking about totally uncompressed quality.
Exactly. There's no compromise. You're getting the full fire hose of data.
So when you combine that bandwidth with the 4.4.4 chroma sampling, what does that actually get you in the real world? I mean, beyond just better-looking movies.
Well, for professional use, it's critical. Think of a control room or a design studio. 4.4.4 means text and fine lines are perfectly sharp. It's the difference between a spreadsheet that's a bit fuzzy and one that's just razor sharp. It also means it's compliant with things like HDR10 and, of course, the latest HDCP 2.2 copy protection.
Okay, so the quality is locked in.
Yeah.
Now you have to get that signal across a huge room without, losing anything. That's where HDBaseT comes in, right?
Yeah, HDBaseT is basically the magic that bundles everything together. We're talking video, audio, control signals, even power, all down a single cheap category cable.
I was looking at the specs, and I have a question for you. It says 4K signals go up to 130 feet, or about 40 meters. Some competitors claim they can go further.
That's a great observation.
So is this a trade-off? Are they choosing stability over raw distance?
That is precisely the trade-off.
Yeah.
To guarantee that full, uncompressed 18 Gbp signal with 4.4.4 color, you have to engineer for stability. They're optimizing for quality, not just the longest possible run.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's talk about the convenience factor, because this one saves installers so much grief. Power.
Ugh, yes.
I still have nightmares about fishing multiple cables behind a projector.
And that's the exact problem that bidirectional power over cable, or PCOC, solves. It's a huge deal.
Bidirectional meaning?
Meaning you can plug in the power supply at either the transmitter end or the receiver end. The other unit gets its power over the same cable that's carrying the video. For, a tough install in a ceiling or behind a wall, it's a lifesaver.
So moving on to integration, the product name actually has loop out in it. That feels like a very specific feature to highlight.
It's incredibly practical. The HDMI loop out on the transmitter lets an installer plug in a small local monitor right there at the source.
Ah, so they can see if the signal is good before they walk all the way over to the main display.
Exactly. It's a sanity check. It saves so much time running back and forth.
And what about control? Because getting devices to talk to each other is always tricky. How does the system handle that HDMI handshake?
Well, it's all baked in. You get CEC pass-through, so devices can control each other. Plus, it extends IR and RS-232 signals in both directions. For the handshake, it has an EID selector.
The display ID data.
Right. It lets the installer basically force the source and the display to agree on the best signal, so you don't get any of those compatibility surprises. No black screens.
This is clearly built for serious commercial use, long-term stuff.
When you pull it all together, yes, you've got this trifecta, maximum quality at 18 gigs, professional-grade distance, and just absolute convenience for the installation. It's a really complete package.
So here's a final thought for you to take away. The spec sheet for this thing guarantees a mean time between failures and MTBF of 50,000 hours. That's more than 5.5 years of it being on, 247. So just think about this. You are pushing 18 billion bits of data a second, plus power, plus control signals, through a thin copper cable that was designed decades ago. That 50,000-hour guarantee isn't just about good parts. It's about some seriously complex engineering inside that little box, constantly managing the signal. So the next time you see a perfect 4K image, just pop up instantly. Maybe give a little thought to the invisible work that's making it happen.